This is a demonstration of my IFB102 Raspberry Pi mini project. My original plan was to retrieve data points from a temperature sensor, however it had delivery delays and has still not been delivered. So my backup plan is to retrieve internal Raspberry Pi temperature points and portray it on the web server on the local PHP web server. As you can see, you can read these data points as so, and they're on the table. Now I will run down on the full details of the backend servers and all of the files. For this demonstration, I have connected my Raspberry Pi to my MacBook, which is on a split screen display, onto this monitor. The monitor is running the Raspberry Pi and my MacBook is displaying the web server. And for my backend of this project, I have installed Python onto the Raspberry Pi, and I have created a test directory, and I've created a new folder called Python. I'll show you. I have implemented the component CPU temperature from the GPIO0 library, which will gather the data points into this data.csv file into my main PHP server directory. I have also implemented the scheduler library, which will allow the temperature to run every 2 seconds and also send those data points onto the data.csv file. Now I will go into my PHP server directories. I will exit out of this. I'll just clear all of this. There we go. In the index.html is my main file of this project as it loads onto the web browser. My CSV to HTML JavaScript file is a custom-made JavaScript file which is utilizing the Canvas JavaScript library to generate the graphs. Now for this demonstration purpose, I have on my MacBook display, I have emptied out the data points from the previous display, and I will run the whole Python backend again and show you real-time running of the data points. I will exit out of this directory. I will go into my Python directory. I will run my Python. As you can see, it's running, and as I go into my web server, as you can see, there's data points coming in. Now this web server is running on a local area network, meaning that only devices from this area can utilize this web server. As you can see, there's data points are updating on the terminal and onto my web server every 2 seconds. Also, for people with readability issues, you can hover over and read those data points every 2 seconds. And there we go. As you can see, the temperature has plateaued. And as I go back into my Raspberry Pi and press and stop the program, so I press Control-C, and there you go. The program will stop running. And as you can see, the temperatures every 2 seconds, and onto the table as well. It also creates a temperature of the times and the temperatures. Now it hinders. There's the temperature on the y-axis, and there's the time on the x-axis, and those are again the hoverings. And you can read them clearly. At time 13:54 at 21 seconds, the temperature was 43.47 degrees Celsius. And that's my project. Thank you.